You know, the thing is, from when we're born, we're domesticated. We're told what to do, what to feel, what's good, what's bad. So we come into the world so innocent, so open. We speak the truth. We unify with everyone. You know, we don't have judgments, ideas. If we're sad, we cry. If we're happy, we laugh. If we're angry, we scream. And then our parents start to train us because they were trained. And they believe that what they have or what they do will make you happy and accepted with society, no? Yes, so our parents, with all the love in the world, start to domesticate us. And we learn different ways of behaving. Some of us behave well to get attention or to be loved. Some of us behave badly to get attention. And we still associate that with being loved. Some of us get sick. Some of us do well at school. Some of us no. But we lose our authentic being, our natural way of being. And we modify, and we change, and we hide, and we pretend, and we lie in order to feel love. Why? Because we think love is external and it's based on approval. But it's internal. And we abandon ourselves to such a point that we live completely fake lives. Our lives become fake. And we're not even conscious of it to a point, unless it's something big that we're hiding, because it's automatic. We've been doing it for so long, and we keep doing it. You know, some of us do degrees that we don't even want to study to please our parents. We marry someone we don't want to marry to please our parents. We're always looking for approval, and we don't give it to ourselves. So, with this system, firstly, we start to liberate all the rubbish, the traumas, the stress, and then when we start to become a bit empty, we start to see our real selves. We start to see our programs, which are not even our programs. We start to recognize, oh, that's my grandmother. Oh, that's my father. Oh, that's what I was taught. It's not my reality. And we start to decide what's ours, what's our truth, but more importantly, we start to connect with unconditional love, which is in us. But we think it's external. So once we start to cultivate internal security, we have the courage to be ourselves more and more and more, to be vulnerable, to speak the truth, to expose ourselves instead of pretending, to change and come back to our authentic being. Because to hide in life takes a lot of energy. It takes a lot of addictions. It takes a lot of everything. It takes a lot of self-abandonment, stuffing our emotions. And we get to here. And we create a situation where we can't do it anymore. And that's a great moment, because that's when we're ready to change. Yeah, we all get to that point. You know, I did everything I was meant to do, and that's it. There's got to be more to life, no? Good, and that's what the system's for. To find that internal security, to connect with yourself, stop abandoning yourself, seeing the programs that take you into suffering, and change. Because the only person that can change is you.
When I'm in a leadership place, I want something or decide something, and I start walking towards there, and I want another people to follow that. So there, when to push and
You
when to
know,
let
to
go.
empower people, it comes through your own empowerment, no? Yes? But you can't make people do things. You inspire them, you push them, and then you let go. Because people have to come to their own decisions. It's like if you give someone a medicine and you know it's going to save their life, but they're against it, you can't force them to take it, even if you know it's going to save their life. Because humans push against control. Because basically, we like to believe that we have control of our lives. So you can inspire, you can direct, and then you have to let go. And if you get to a point where you're suffering because they're not following, or they're not changing, or they're not getting it, you have to let go completely. Or else it works against you. And sometimes when you pull back, they let go. And they change. You don't know it with a horse. They're pulling, 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 pulling. And the minute I let go a bit, then they'll come down. And it's the same with humans. Resistance creates resistance. It always creates resistance. So you have to look for that relax, give, relax, give, relax, give. If you're the boss or in a leadership role. Always it comes back to us. Your empowerment. Your empowerment. You can give your empowerment, but they have to take it to be empowered. Yes? And don't be attached to your manera tampoco. It doesn't serve.
During the expression, I got to the conclusion that instead of taking a decision of looking at myself, like covering my eyes, doing another things not to see myself.
Okay. So if you're clear about that, open your eyes. Be clear. Because you want to evolve. You want to change. But you have to take responsibility. Because if you keep doing the same thing, you get the same result. So, it's a habit. I see something and I do this. So when you see it, you have to move into action. You know, passivity
La pasividad
isn't comfortable.
no es cómoda.
And as you expand
Y a medida que
consciousness,
vas expandiendo la
it becomes
conciencia,
less and less
se
comfortable
torna más y más incómodo
because it starts to hurt.
porque empieza a doler.
If you're abandoning
Si te
yourself,
estás abandonando a ti,
it hurts.
duele.
It's impressive.
Impresionante.
You know, when I finally woke up and let go of everything,
Finalmente desperté y solté todo.
I was shocked
Me choqueó
how much I'd abandoned
ver
myself.
cuánto yo me había abandonado.
It looked like every choice I made
Parecía como que cada decisión que había tomado
was in self-abandonment.
era basada en autoabandono.
Playing small
Cuando ser menos,
so other people didn't feel
para que otras
threatened,
personas no se sintieran amenazadas por mí,
looking after my friends
cuidando a mis amigos,
instead of looking after
en vez de
me,
cuidarme a mí,
choosing partners
eligiendo parejas
that I had to save
que tenía yo que salvar,
that didn't add anything to my
que no
life.
agregaban absolutamente nada a mi vida.
It was just constant,
Era constante.
constant. And I was a powerful, successful
Y yo
woman.
era una mujer poderosa y exitosa,
But I still had these
pero
behaviors,
seguía teniendo esos comportamientos,
putting everyone else first.
poniendo a todos primero, antes que mí.
And if you can start to see those
Tú puedes
things,
empezar a ver esas cosas.
it's time to
Es
change.
momento de cambiar ya.
Or because if you don't change,
Porque si tú no cambias,
everyone will let you continue
todo el mundo va a dejar que continúe.
because everyone's very
Porque
comfortable.
todos están muy cómodos con que seas
Huh?
así.
It's like that.
Es así. Often I know, I am aware what are the things I need or what are the things I'm doing wrong. But it's hard for me to take action about those things.
So, you know what the secret
El
is?
secreto, ¿sabes cuál es?
When we don't love ourselves,
Cuando no nos estamos amando a nosotros mismos,
our addictions
nuestras adicciones
are the most important
son la
things.
cosa más importante.
The things
Aquellas cosas
that don't serve us.
que no nos sirven en
But
realidad.
when we start to love
Pero cuando
ourselves,
empezamos a amarnos a nosotros mismos,
our automatic choice
nuestra elección automática
is to do what serves
es
us.
hacer lo que sí nos sirve,
What serves
lo
us.
que sí nos sirve a nosotros.
Okay? So as you start to
Entonces,
expand
a medida que vas
consciousness,
expandiendo tu conciencia,
you'll start to
vas
make
a
those
empezar a
choices.
elegir esas cosas.
You'll start
Vas a
choosing
empezar a elegir
something that nourishes your
algo que
being.
nutra tu ser.
Nobody likes to
Nadie le
exercise.
gustaría hacer ejercicio.
Well, a few
Bueno,
people, but not many.
pero no muchos, ¿eh?
We do it why?
Lo hacemos ¿por qué?
Because it makes us feel
Porque nos
good,
hace sentir
makes
bien,
us look
porque
good,
nos hace ver bien,
keeps us in
nos
form,
mantiene en forma,
gets the endorphins
las
going.
endorfinas circulan.
Yeah, but it's a choice we make
Pero es una elección que hacemos
because it's good for us.
porque es bueno para nosotros.
And then the things we do that is bad
Y después las
for
cosas que
ourselves,
hacemos que son malas para nosotros,
we start to not choose those.
empezamos a no elegirlas
But
tanto.
it all comes from unconditional love of self.
Pero todo proviene del amor incondicional a
And it
Dios.
has to be
Tiene
natural.
que ser natural.
So if you see
Entonces, si
something
puedes ver algo
now
ahora,
so clearly,
tan claramente,
don't give yourself a chance to think.
no te des la oportunidad de pensar.
Just move into action.
Ponte en acción.
You know, even if you do 10 minutes a
Que
day,
hagas 10 minutos por día.
there's all these things in the internet
Están todas estas cosas en internet
that are really
que
great.
son
You
buenísimas
know,
para
they're
hacer.
fast and hard,
Son rápido, duras
and they
y
work.
funcionan.
And then build from that.
Y vas construyendo.
But start committing.
Empieza a comprometerte.
You know, you're going to learn to unify.
Vas a aprender a unificar.
Are you going to commit to that?
Vas a comprometerte con eso.
It's pretty relaxed, no?
Bastante relajante. ¿Eh?
Yeah. So commit to that.
Comprométete
Like,
con
do
eso.
it bit by bit,
Ve haciendo las cosas
but
poquito a
create
poquito,
commitments
creando compromisos
that you can do.
de con lo que puedas
And
hacer.
start to break that.
Y empieza a romper con eso.
Because passivity
Porque la pasividad
doesn't lead to
no
abundance,
lleva a la abundancia,
internally or
ni
externally.
internamente ni externamente.
Passivity
La pasividad
creates more
va a
passivity.
crear más pasividad,
More passivity.
más pasividad.
So you can change.
Así que puedes cambiar.
When you have a no,
Cuando ves un no,
put a facet
pon las
and
facetas
push yourself.
y empújalo.
Okay, I'll do it.
Bueno, lo voy a hacer.
And afterwards you feel good.
Después te vas a sentir súper
And
bien.
remember
Y
that.
recuerda eso.
Remember that.
Recuerda eso.
You'll change.
Vas a cambiar.
You'll be
Te
surprised.
vas a
It's not
sorprender.
about willpower.
Porque no se trata tampoco del poder de la voluntad.
It's about
Se
loving
trata
yourself
del
and
amarte
making
a
a
ti
conscious
mismo
choice
y hacer una elección consciente
for what makes me feel more
por
love,
aquello que me hace sentir más amor,
more proud of
más
myself,
orgulloso de mí,
more happy with myself.
más feliz conmigo.
It comes from there.
Viene de ese lugar. What's the way to be abundant and what I should do?
You know, the system's going to give you
El
abundance
sistema te va a dar la abundancia
because you'll create something
porque
internal.
vas a crear algo interno.
Internal
La
abundance
abundancia interior
creates external
crea
abundance.
la abundancia exterior.
But the irony
Pero
is,
la ironía
when you have internal
que una vez que
abundance,
tienes esta abundancia interna,
you don't need so much.
no necesitas tanto tampoco.
When we feel empty,
Cuando nos sentimos vacíos,
nothing's ever enough.
nada es nunca suficiente.
We're always chasing more
Siempre
and more
persiguiendo
and
más y
more
más y
and
más
more
y más.
because we're trying to fill in emptiness.
Tratando de llenar ese vacío.
But when you have
Cuando
consciousness,
tienes conciencia,
internal
seguridad
security,
interior,
joy,
dicha,
peace,
paz,
and you're creating from that
estás
space,
creando desde ese espacio,
it's abundant
es
because it
abundante,
generates,
porque genera
and it's much easier
muchísimo más
to
fácil
create what you
el
want
poder crear aquello que tú
or
quieres
what you
o
need.
aquello que necesites.
And it's an automatic
Y eso es una
response.
respuesta automática.
But without internal
Pero sin
abundance,
abundancia interior,
that's empty.
eso es vacío,
It's empty.
es vacío.
You know, you might have interpersonal
Tal vez
relationships
tengas relaciones
that are very
interpersonales
important,
que son muy
that
importantes
have depth,
y que tienen profundidad,
but they can be deeper
pero puede ser
and
más
deeper
profundo y más
and more
profundo y
unconditional
más incondicional.
and materialistic.
Y el nivel material,
You might have a lot,
tal vez tengas muchísimo,
but you can't enjoy it
pero no lo puedes disfrutar.
because you're not happy within
No
yourself.
estás feliz dentro de ti.
It's so important to love
Y eso es
yourself.
tan importante,
That's
amarte.
absolute abundance.
Esa es la abundancia absoluta.
And that's not a hippie song.
Y no es una canción hippie,
You know, it's the fact.
que es un hecho.
All you need is love.
Lo único que necesitas
inside.
es amor dentro.
And once you have
Y
that,
una vez que tienes eso,
everything outside
todo en el afuera
is automatically
es
enhanced.
automáticamente aumenta
Materially,
a nivel
emotionally,
emocional, a
interpersonal.
nivel
Because the
interpersonal.
capacity to
La
love
capacidad de amor
generates love.
genera amor. What can I do when I don't receive what I'm expecting from, for example, attention, when I'm sick or whatever?
You got to stop expecting anything.
Tienes que dejar de esperar lo que sea.
And you have to start giving to
Tienes que
yourself.
empezar a darte a ti.
You know, the greatest tool for suffering
La herramienta más grandiosa para sufrir
is
es
expectation.
la expectativa.
And that comes from internal
Viene
emptiness.
del vacío interno.
If you love me,
Si me amaras,
you do this, this,
harías
and this,
esto, 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 y
but you don't love me. Oh, I'm sick and no one's taking care of me.
nadie me cuida.
You know, it's all a call for
Todo
attention.
es simplemente un llamado para recibir atención.
But you have to give that to
Pero
yourself.
tú te tienes que dar a ti.
You know, if you're so bad,
Si estás tan mal,
go to the hospital,
ve al hospital,
ring the ambulance.
llama a la ambulancia.
But stop sitting there feeling sorry for yourself, you know,
Teniendo lástima de ti.
because it's a complete role of the
Y
victim.
ese es un rol completo de víctima.
And the more you
Y
demand,
más demandas,
the less you'll receive.
menos vas a recibir.
If you're open to
Si
receive,
estás abierto a recibir,
it's there.
va a estar ahí.
If you're
Si
disillusioned
estás desilusionada,
because you're not
no
receiving,
estás recibiendo,
give that attention to yourself.
dale esa atención a ti.
Give that love to yourself.
Dale ese amor a ti.
All that love you give
Todo ese
externally
amor que estás dando en lo
and
externo,
you expect to receive it back,
esperas recibir de vuelta,
just give it to yourself
dáselo a ti.
and let go of the
Suelta la
expectations.
expectativa.
It is what it is.
Es lo que es. The fact of not understanding how it works, the expansion of consciousness, I feel is limiting to myself and produces lots of more resistances to go deeper. How can I move forward? What can I do?
You know, consciousness is experiential.
La conciencia es vivencial.
It's not something you go and study at
No
school.
es algo que vas y aprendes en la escuela.
It's
vas a
something you're
estudiar,
experiencing.
sino que es algo que estás experimentando.
And the deeper you go,
Y más profundo vas,
the more you experience it. The more you unify, the more it expands. The more you express, you be more vulnerable, speak your truth, it keeps growing. But it's experiential. It's divine. It's based in unity, not the duality of the intellect. It has no good or bad. It's an experience. It's an experience. So, the interesting thing with consciousness is it comes with a leap of faith, no? You know, you do the step and the consciousness comes, or it opens. It's not like everything else. You don't get a guarantee before you do it. It's not buying a car with a warranty. You have to experience it. But it's in your hands. And it's yours. It's who you are.
How to develop bigger empathy or a most powerful acceptance towards all that is coming to us?
You know, we have to let go of control. And then we're open to allow things to flow. But when we have so much rigidity and so much control, we can't allow things to unfold. Because we don't know why we're creating something. We can only see it from our past experiences. But this is a new experience. So where does the fear come from? From the past. And we project it into the future. But if we're really present and we have a yes to life, we can start to flow. And the quicker we start to flow, that's when the magic starts. If we're protected all the time, nothing changes. You have to take a risk. Say yes. Let go of the control. Stop trying to control everyone else. And just say yes and flow. It's a great freedom. The capacity to surrender to what's here. If it's here, it's yours. You have to open and trust. You know, unless it's blatantly ridiculous. But, you know, if there's this fear, let go. Yeah?
Come visit our webpage for books, movies, and our wonderful retreat centers. Isha's simple yet powerful system is transforming lives around the world.